Let me tell you a story. Not about anyone in particular, but about someone I've come to understand over time. It's the kind of person who walks away from love like they're walking out of a room that's suddenly gotten too warm. They don't slam the door, they just leave it open behind them. Not because they want to invite anyone back in, but because they can't quite bring themselves to close it completely either. So imagine this. You're sitting across from them at dinner, maybe holding hands under the table, or maybe not even touching. The conversation is easy, comfortable. You think everything's fine. But inside, they're already halfway gone. That slow drift has been happening for weeks, months even. And when they finally say it, "I think we should take a break," or "I need space," it feels like a punch to the gut. Like they've known this was coming all along and you were just playing catch-up. And then they disappear. Not dramatically, not with any fanfare. No dramatic texts, no angry calls, no begging for another chance. Just silence. And that silence cuts deeper than anything else ever could. But here's the thing most people don't understand. Right after the breakup, they feel relieved. Like a weight has lifted off their chest. Freedom. Space. Breathing room. For the first time in what feels like forever, they can go where they want, do what they want, be who they want without having to explain or justify or compromise. So they start going out more. Hanging with friends, maybe hitting the bars again, maybe diving into work or hobbies with renewed intensity. You see their Instagram posts. Smiling, surrounded by people, looking carefree. And you wonder how they can seem so happy while your whole world is crumbling around you. Don't let those pictures fool you. That's not healing. That's escape. That's them running head first into distraction because facing the reality of what they've done would mean confronting something they've spent years trying to avoid. Vulnerability. Real, raw, unfiltered emotion. The kind that makes you cry in public or call someone at 2 a.m. just to hear their voice. That kind of feeling terrifies them. So instead of dealing with it, they double down on their decision. They start convincing themselves that the relationship wasn't good for them. That they weren't truly happy. That they deserved better. They replay every little argument, every moment of tension, every time they felt smothered or trapped. They build a case against the relationship, stacking evidence like a lawyer in court. Remember that time they got upset when I canceled plans? Remember how they always wanted to talk about our future together? Every memory becomes a reason why walking away was the right move. Even the good times get twisted, turned into proof that things weren't as great as you thought they were. It's not that the good moments didn't happen. It's that remembering them now would mean admitting that leaving hurt. And that's something they simply cannot allow themselves to feel. You might find yourself wondering if they ever think about you. If they miss the way you used to laugh together, or the comfort of falling asleep next to someone who loved them unconditionally. Maybe they do. Maybe late at night, when the noise dies down and the distractions fade, there's a moment where they feel the ache. A quiet loneliness that creeps in when they least expect it. But they won't reach out to you. No. Because reaching out would mean showing weakness. It would mean admitting that they're not as strong as they pretend to be. Instead, they'll find someone else. Someone new. Someone who looks at them like they're special, who makes them feel wanted again. It's not about real connection. It's about validation. About proving to themselves that they still have value, that they're still desirable, that they're still capable of being loved. And for a while that works. That new fling, that temporary high, it fills the void. But only temporarily. Because deep down they know it's not real. It's just another distraction. Another mask to hide behind. Eventually the glow wears off. The parties stop being fun. The casual hookups start to feel empty. And that guilt they tried so hard to bury. It starts to rise to the surface. Not in big waves, not in dramatic confessions, but in small, quiet moments. When they pass a restaurant you used to go to. When they hear a song you both loved. When they see your name pop up in their contacts and they hesitate before scrolling past. But still they won't reach out. Not really. Maybe they send a text. Something vague. Hey, how are you? Nothing meaningful. Nothing vulnerable. Just enough to remind themselves that you're still there. That they haven't burned every bridge. That if they ever did want to come back they could. Except they won't. Because even if they wanted to, they wouldn't know how. The idea of rebuilding trust, of facing the pain they caused, of opening themselves up to the possibility of getting hurt again, it's too much. So instead they jump into something new. Another relationship, another distraction, another temporary fix. Same patterns, same fears, same walls built higher than before. And here's the hardest part. They're miserable. Not in the way you want them to be. Not in some poetic cinematic way where they realize their mistake and beg you to take them back. No. Their misery is quiet. Internal. A constant hum beneath the surface that they never let anyone see. They carry it with them everywhere they go, like a shadow they can't shake. But they'd rather suffer alone than admit they made a mistake. Because admitting that would mean letting go of the narrative they've built. It would mean facing the truth. That they walked away from something real. That they chose fear over love. That they hurt someone they cared about, maybe even loved, and there's no undoing that. So they keep moving forward. Or at least they try to. But no matter how many new relationships they start, no matter how many distractions they throw themselves into, the cycle repeats. And they stay stuck.